Currently we are standing in the archive room at the Brunk House. As an anthropology student at Western Oregon University, I'm doing an internship here. One of my duties is to take these artifacts out of the display cases and photograph them and create catalog cards for their records. It's important to catalog these artifacts so the Polk County Historical Society knows what items they have in their inventory. Cataloging is when you photograph an item and then you have a card that's attributed to the item and you detail various aspects of the item, such as the condition it's in, where it was obtained from, who gave the item to the museum, and then this is put in an archive where the museum knows what it has in its inventory. Right now we are in the process of digitalizing everything, whereas once we did everything by hand, we are now doing it digitally. This case right here contains a lot of jewelry and shaving equipment. Back here we have silverware, there's gun and handcuffs, lots of medals and ribbons from fair contests. Looking around this room, as we can see, there's a lot of history. I think it's important that the younger generation be aware of our history. The anthropology looks at culture and history of peoples, and the Brunk House adequately captures that. Western offers a museum studies class, which shows you the ropes of museum operation. Doing my internship here has allowed me to apply what I've learned in museum study class and a hands-on experience. The Brunk House is very convenient for me as an intern because not only is it close to the school, but I just live a couple miles up the road, so very convenient.
Brunk House is located on Highway 22 on the north side of the road between the junctions of Highway 51 that goes to Independence and the junction of Oak Grove Road. The building was constructed in 1861. It's a classic revival structure which made it very desirable for inclusion on the National Registry of Historic Homes. The structure itself is a board and bat construction. There's no framework. That means all 2 floors were constructed of vertical 2x12 clear fir, then battened over between the joints with other fir, and then when the 2nd floor was added, ledger boards went around and the floor was constructed on top of that. I'm standing in one of the upstairs bedrooms, of which there were 6 in this building, including a parlor and a very, very large country kitchen. Now you may notice I left out bathroom facilities. That's because they were outdoors in the form of an outhouse.
At Brunk House, we provide tours to the public so they can see the farmhouse as it is, and also we take care of the garden. I allow the people to come in the front door so they can see the architecture of the house as they enter, and we start in the parlor, which is to the left as you enter. The parlor is, as parlors were in that age, used only for special occasions, and there have been 1 or 2 weddings, and there have been some Sunday services there. Off of the parlor are several bedrooms that were used for guests who might have come from the coast if they were coming this direction to get supplies, perhaps at Salem or Oregon City even. The parlor houses several original Brunk items, and the most exciting thing there is the organ, which came in 1870. Upstairs are 2 large rooms. One room we feel was designated for the girls' bedroom. This is the only room that has a closet, so this is why we feel that it was designated for girls. And I would say that this is probably my favorite room of the house. From there we go to the boys' room, which actually we use as a museum today. As we come down the stairs is the family living quarters. Since the house was only heated by fireplaces, this is where the family spent most of their time probably. It has 2 rooms off of the living quarters. One is the master bedroom, and the other one was designated as the nursery. From there we go into the kitchen. It seats 14 for dinner. It has some original kitchen items from Claire and Thomas and other items that were donated of that period, about 1930.
The founder of Brunk House was Harrison Brunk, and his wife's name was Emily. He lived in the Midwest, and apparently had heard a lot of people talking about how wonderful Oregon was. And he was a farmer, and he really liked farming. And so the news was that Oregon had virgin farming land that had never been used before. And that's like magic to a farmer. They got here that year in 1849. And he eventually amassed 1,100 acres and 12 children. Having 12 children is a real interesting process. But in those days, everyone had to help, and they knew they had to help. They were out here alone, practically. I doubt if they could see another house.
I'm passionate about Brunk House and preserving the history here because the digital world does not smell, taste, touch, feel, or provide any kinds of hands-on interaction. And children of all ages can do that here. Brunk House has its own unique offerings of pioneer life, farm life, and traditional methods from the past.
It enriches my life to live in a place that values the work of the farmer and the fact that they really care about feeding people.